welcome. Good morning for us. We're in Vancouver.
Yes.
And wherever you are, there's Korea, so I don't know the time change. But welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Let's start by introducing Makenna. So I've known Makenna since she was 3, and her family is family to our family. Mm-hmm. I've watched Makenna grow into this inspiring woman, and she's always had feist, fire in her step, always passionate, always driven, and now here we are, and Makenna is pursuing a career in naturopathic medicine. So there has to be foundations and fundamentals for us to get to that point, right, Makenna?
Yeah.
You can have fire and you can have talent and drive, but there definitely is foundations and fundamentals that gave you those tools. Mm-hmm. So when Makenna was young, which is when I met her, she had many times where she had to move through her father's work. Mm-hmm. And that created, early in her life, resilience, I believe. Mm-hmm. And I've watched Makenna's resilience, and I believe it had a lot to do with adapting to new environments, meeting new communities at a young age, and going to different schools, different styles of schools, mm-hmm. different cities. So I want to get into that aspect first. And for those who just joined, welcome. Makenna is now a graduated NCAA Div 1 soccer athlete. Dean's List. I'm adding it in because academics and student life and athleticism, it's a lot of juggling and enjoying yourself. I will say Makenna likes to enjoy herself, rightfully so.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And so there's balance to all of this. And so let's start with the resilience, Makenna.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously growing up, I was born in Vancouver, and then ever since then I just kind of was everywhere I could be. So we were in Sweden for a couple months, back to Vancouver, we were in California, Virginia, Vancouver, Calgary. So it was like every single year it was a new school, new people, new sports, new everything. And I think at such a young age it was kind of just instilled in me to show up, be nice, be friends with everyone, and just kind of make the best of every single situation. So I was always the new face walking into a classroom, and I think that kind of helped me now that any environment I kind of step into, even if I am a new face, it's like, okay, like it will be okay, you'll make friends, you'll find your people, you'll find a community. And I think that was something I was kind of brought up in, and something, like a value I kind of have in my life, which has been super great.
Totally. And while we were hiking this morning, we both said, and this is a very strong asset of Makenna, she said, I always seem to find the good in people. And I relate to that very much so. Mm-hmm. And I think when you enter an environment and you're already representing yourself, open-hearted, open-minded, mm-hmm. you're adaptable.
100%. So
that is exactly who you are, adaptable and resilient. Let's fast forward because a lot happened during that time, which we can't get into now. But so you went to high school in Canada.
Yes, in Calgary, Alberta.
Yeah. And then you landed a scholarship in soccer, yes. NCAA Div 1 in Miami, Ohio University. Yeah. People get confused with that. Yeah. I thought Makenna was moving to Miami, and I'm like, okay.
I think I thought I was going to Miami for a second, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. So you landed this scholarship in high-level soccer, mm-hmm. And you had to have your grades.
Yes.
Elaborate.
Yeah, so I think I had a pretty unique high school experience. So in Calgary, if you're familiar with the landscape, it's freezing for about 8 months of the year, covered in snow. And that kind of limited our ability for soccer facilities to have openings. We only had one dome where like you had an indoor facility. So I was actually up at 4:45 in the morning, leaving my house by 5 o'clock for 2 years straight, 5 days a week, to get to soccer on the other side of the city. So it was like a 45-minute drive. And I'd go to soccer for 2 hours before school.
No wonder you were up early this morning.
So it was just like, that was the opportunity that was presented to me, and my parents were like, okay, like, what do you want to do? And I was like, this is what I want to do. I've always dreamed of playing college soccer, and if that meant going to bed at 9 o'clock on school nights through high school, that was what I was going to do. And it kind of just helped me with everything. Like, it gave me the mindset, like, I did this for 2 years straight. I was up, I went to soccer, went to school, came home, went to more soccer, went to lift, and it was just...
Routine became...
Yeah, it became like a second nature.
Yeah, lifestyle.
It was very much so a lifestyle, and that was something that propelled me into like college athletics, where I was, we transitioned to, again, morning practices, and lots of girls weren't familiar with that. And I had done that through high school, so I was like, okay, like, I got this. I mean, obviously a whole new level once you are in college sports.
For sure.
But that kind of like work ethic that I kind of grew up with was something that really helped me do well in like the college field.
It was the patterns leading up to that.
Yeah.
And that goes the same for all of the wellness talk that we always discuss on my platform. It's creating habits turn into routine, which turns into lifestyle. And at a young age, that is very honorable to watch you already instill that in yourself.
Yeah, it was like the foundation. Like once I had the base, it was like you can build off that. So it's like if I, stray away for a month, go do something else, and not doing my routine, it's like it's somewhat easy to come back to just because I've done it for so long. I mean, I'm 21, so it's not that long, but
but through your high school life and your university years, for sure. Okay, and so with that, Makenna, all these noises, little airplanes. Makenna had high academic achievements. Senior year, is it senior year in university that you were captain?
Yes.
Okay, so captain of soccer team, senior year, graduated on Dean's List. How did you stay focused and enjoy? I got photos.
You did.
I got photos and videos of Makenna having a good time. But also I got photos of Makenna playing soccer and, graduating with honors. So how did you do all of this and stay focused and stay grounded? I have younger friends on my platform, and give some advice to the younger generation out there.
100%. So I would be lying if I said that we didn't have a lot of fun in college. But I think the biggest thing was just finding a balance. So with soccer, I kind of had my set morning routine. And I talked to lots of my friends that weren't athletes. So it was like, okay, like mine was soccer, but for them it was going to a workout class. And once my season ended, I tried to join in as many of those workout classes at the rec that we could do, just to continue staying active to start our days. So just having that set time where you can add some movement to your day, and then it was okay having that, scheduling in when you're gonna have like your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, making sure you're fueling your body, and then really focusing. Like for me, when I had my rigorous academic schedules, I was dedicating a certain amount of time, but I didn't want to fill my days with it. I wanted to still have time to go grab a matcha with a friend at Coffenia, which was our local coffee shop, or go and walk our 3-mile loop just around the town. So just kind of time blocking and taking periods of time to ground myself or just do something I enjoyed, so it didn't feel like I was constantly like working. So for me, I found that cooking was something I was super passionate about, so that was maybe inviting some of my housemates over for dinner and just having a time where we could all connect and leave the stresses of our lives behind. So for us, that was like soccer or school, and just kind of enjoy being around each other with,
Yeah.
our
And
small group.
doing what you love to do
Exactly.
outside of routine and disciplines, which is separate.
Yeah, just being able to separate the two. So it was,
Exactly.
yeah.
And did you said you joined some classes. Did you have any routines, like, did you get into meditation or yoga classes or journal writing?
Yeah. So I started going to, it's like a yoga sculpt class, and my friend Ella taught it, and me and my friend Reese would go to it like twice a week. It was our favorite thing ever. Yeah,
cute.
it was so much fun. And Ella was like the sweetest instructor. So
Fun.
yeah, such like an amazing girl that we became friends with. So we loved her. I did journal too, and it wasn't more of like, oh, like this is what I did. It was more of like a thought dump. So to get everything off my mind, off my chest, it was, you know, like today was amazing, like blah 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 blah, or, you know, I struggled with this today. This was a lot.
Perfect.
Just so I think getting it down on paper, it gets it out of your head, and it's not like you're in that constant cycle of thinking about it. It's like, okay, it happened, it's down, and then just trying to move on and move forward. So yeah.
And I want to just tap into journal writing. I journaled since I was probably 8 years old, and I have stacks of journals. And Makenna and I were chatting about this earlier. It's also a self-reflection. You look back at your journals, and if things are still cycling and still happening, look inside and say, I think something needs to be fixed here.
Something needs to change.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I really advise everyone to journal, and it doesn't need to be so scripted.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be so like,
No,
you can do whatever you want in a journal, and I think that's what makes it
it's
so
beautiful. No one's editing it.
No one's changing it.
Exactly. So that's beautiful that you adapted your wellness routine into priorities. How did you take care of your body and mind? Okay, so we got into the wellness routine and all that, but now, not how, but who influenced you to get into all of this lifestyle from an early age?
So I look back, and it's funny that we are talking about. So my nan is so amazing.
Is she on?
If any of you know her, she's truly one of the best people you'll ever meet. But
She is.
I would come downstairs at, you know, as long as I can remember, so my earliest memories, and my nan would be doing she'd have her yoga mat, has done her practice, and she's in a
This is
headstand.
true.
Like all my friends can attest to this. You've seen
I've seen it.
And she's just like posed up there for like 10 minutes. And
Hi, Makenna.
good morning. And she's like, I'll be done soon. And I'm just amazed. I just would sit there and watch her.
Yeah.
And it was just so powerful.
You were around this.
Yeah, there's just this strong and powerful woman. And after that, she's done that. Then she's got her coconut oil. She's swishing to help with her everything. And I'm just like, when I grow up, that's who I want to be. I want to be Nan.
You are Nan.
And
you're getting to be Nan.
She's just, I mean, her and my papa have done the El Camino Trail countless times. They're heading down to Chile to go hike Patagonia.
In their 70s.
Yeah, in their 70s. So the way they've taken care of themselves and led their life is just so inspiring. And my mom obviously adopted
Your mama's on.
all of her, like, the traits from my nan and my papa. And I think that's just something that's kind of been passed on from generation to generation.
100%. And I can attest to watching Makenna's life. I know her Nan very well. And when I first met Makenna, there was organized chaos in the household.
There's 4 of us.
There's
kids,
4
so.
siblings. And I was talking with her mom, and then who's in the background? Nan jarring cherries. And she's just like, do you want to come over and learn how to jar cherries with me?
Yeah.
That's how. So when we are around that at an early age,
Yeah.
we're making food. I mean, Makenna has her own gluten-free
Kitchen creations.
Yeah, and she's 21 and she's making her own food. Around that environment, it's just instilled in you, right, from an early age.
Yeah.
And your athleticism as well. Both
Yeah.
your parents are athletic, and your grandparents are still hiking. So,
Well, and even my mom, like, I remember growing up, I just come in. she was probably annoyed. I just come and sit in the kitchen and just watch everything she was doing. So she's like throwing this spice, throwing this, putting this,
playing with
just never following a recipe. And my
No.
friends are always like, I need the recipe. Like, I am so bad at it. I just throw it all together. Like, that's what
Exactly.
I learned. I'd always watch my mom do it. And
Yeah. No ratios.
Yeah,
Just try.
measure with your heart.
Exactly. Okay, Makenna, so now here you are. All of this influence from your life growing up, and you're pursuing a career in naturopath medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And what made you choose that path?
Yeah.
And elaborate a little bit on that.
100%. So, for those of you that don't know what naturopath medicine is, it's a bit more alternative compared to conventional medicine. So, it's more preventative care and searching for the root cause, which was something I super much so aligned with, and same with my family. And what kind of got me into it, I was, I think, in grade 10 in high school, and my mom had this super scary illness where she ended up being diagnosed, and she was misdiagnosed, and the conventional medicine doctors had kind of just told her that, you know, this is probably what her life will look like. She might end up losing sensation from her waist down, and this is what it's just like. You'll have an immune suppressant shot once a year to hopefully slow it, but good luck. And my mom, being who she was like I am 40 something years old.
Yeah.
I was perfectly fine. There's no way. So she went and saw some functional medicine doctors, some naturopaths. They did all of her blood work. They mapped her genes. It was like this whole investigation just to try and figure out what was actually going on. They re-diagnosed her with this different autoimmune disease, which was like an inflammation of her myelin sheaths that was causing this illness. And throughout the year, they gave her all this like central nervous system regulations that she did through meditation, some lifestyle changes, some dietary changes, which was crazy because like we eat so clean, but it was like she had her genes mapped. It was like, oh, like you react to red peppers and that causes inflammation in you. So change that stuff, and she regained like full strength and is like so healthy and just loving and living life to the fullest now. And ever since, like her whole journey of what the naturopaths did for her, and seeing how they were able to change her life when the conventional medicine was just kind of like, good luck, like we need to see more patients. I was like,
100%.
This is the path I want to go on. And there's so much more patient care, and you work with them, and you kind of start with them day one, and you're with them the whole way through. So it's getting them from point A to point B. And it's
Beautiful.
Just, yeah.
Not just a prescription.
Not just a Band-Aid, and then
And
you're
then
slapping
you're off.
another Band-Aid when that one falls off. It's,
And
yeah.
tell our audience what you said to me yesterday. It was regarding my eczema, and
Yeah.
you know, we can heal our own.
Yeah, like the root cause of so many diseases, and I'm just starting my 4-year journey, but we've talked so much in our classes that inflammation is just causing, and there's like all of these chronic illnesses and autoimmune diseases, and they're so curable through like lifestyle
100%.
and dietary changes. And it's just, if you're able to talk to someone and work with someone to help you,
Yeah.
it's so manageable. But I don't think everyone knows about the solutions,
No.
and they're not talked about as much.
And I think that I always talk about intuition based. When I was Makenna's age is when I took my own skin into my own hands, literally. And I suffered from eczema all my life. And dermatologists would just keep giving me cortisone. And it was thinning my skin. It wasn't curing it. It was just healing it in the moment. And then I turned it around with my diet and my lifestyle, and that was intuition based. It was just really understanding and looking at what I was eating that was causing flare-ups.
Yeah.
And then stress, of course, induces it
managing
further.
that.
So meditation became a significant part of my life.
Yeah.
And where are you studying?
I'm studying at Bastyr University, so there's 2 campuses. One is in Kenmore, and the other one is in San Diego. So I'll be in San Diego, which I'm super excited
Kenmore
about.
is in Washington, and it's the same, pretty much rain.
Yeah, a little
we have
bit too much rain for me.
Yeah. So beautiful. And it's a 4-year program?
It's 4 years. The first 2 years were mainly in the classroom with clinic observation, and then we take our first national board exam before progressing into a more clinical setting for the 3rd and 4th year.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're going to be amazing in the
so
wellness
excited.
world. Makenna, what do you want to say to the younger friends pursuing passions? There's so much comparison on social media for adults, so we can all only imagine how the younger generation must feel. What do you want to talk in just a little bit about that, the comparison?
Yeah.
And, you know,
100%.
staying with your goals.
Yeah. I think it's so easy to get caught up in what you see online, but I think it's very important to remember everything that is online is so like edited and scripted and just so not authentic.
100%.
So when you're able to find even the people that look super authentic, you know, that's something's probably cut out. Like,
Yeah.
it's not exactly what it seems to be.
Right.
So just being like unapologetically like yourself and being authentic and not caring what other people
Yeah.
think is so important, because they're probably comparing themselves to you at that point. Like, they're like, oh, if they're making fun of you, they're probably insecure in that aspect of their own life, which is so sad that this is like what so many people have grown up with, and they're always seeing something. It's always, you always want this, you always want that.
You always
but
want more.
You
than
always
what-
want more.
And I think going back to you and your visions and your goals, you stayed
Yeah, I think it was just
focused.
important to decompress from it. So I know, like, at times when I get caught doom scrolling through something, and all of a sudden I'm like, I just have this energy of like that surrounds me. Like, oh, I wish I had this. I wish I had.
Instability.
I'm like, get away from me, phone.
Yeah.
Like, I get away. I don't
know
want
what
to.
that feels like.
It's horrible, and I just run out my front door and I just get outside. I'm like, I need to just go walk and.
It gives you a
Separate
strange energy when you are doom
Doom
scrolling. I don't know. But I added limitations
Yeah.
to my Instagram app, and it's helped me tremendously. If I'm over, I'm over. But
Yeah.
it keeps you.
But at least when you like go over and you have to go do something on
Exactly.
it, you see the like, okay, remind me in 15 minutes, and it's like
It's a little.
you're conscientious about it. You think about it.
Yes. Well said. So, anything else you want to add, Mac?
Not that I
Yeah, I think we
yeah.
covered a lot of just. There's some instant questions, and I'll add them to our chat. Do you have a guilty pleasure, like a guilty treat?
Yeah. So we were joking about this before. So I'm not really like a sweet treat person.
Neither
like,
am I.
You know, every once in a while I'll have an ice cream or something.
Yeah.
But my like guilty pleasure would be like, I love like super crispy French fries, and I'll make them at home with like Parmesan and truffle and just.
How do you make them?
In the air fryer? Yeah, I air fry them.
I need an air fryer.
Yeah, just with like beef and they're so good, and lots of salt.
Beef tallow?
Yes, and it's
This sounds
yeah,
delicious.
so good. So that would be more so my guilty pleasure, other than
I know we were saying
Yeah.
dark chocolate. Like,
or a date. I've never tried this. Like a date with like a little bit sliver of butter and sea salt. It tastes like cookie dough. It's so good.
I do date with sunflower seed butter, but
Love
the butter.
You gotta try it.
Yes, I will. And okay, someone's asking, what do you look for when you are building a nutrient meal?
Yeah. So I think something that I try and consider like a little bit. So I like don't really look at calories at all. I look at nutrients
Good.
and ingredients if I'm buying something from the store. So whatever the first few ingredients, like those are what's going to be in it, makes like because it's in order from most to least in all the
Yes.
ingredient things. So I always look at that, and then most of my meals I'm always looking for a good source of protein, a good healthy fat, fiber, and a healthy carb. So my most basic go-to breakfast every day is like I'll do eggs. I'll try and do, if we have some elk sausage or something, I'll do some of that. I'll usually do a big base of arugula, sauerkraut. I throw in whatever their veggies I kind of have. Always avocado, and then maybe some sweet potato if I've done some, but yeah, just something like that.
So all the macros are in there,
All the
and
macros.
fiber.
And fiber, yeah.
And were you doing that while you were an athlete?
That was basically, I've had that breakfast consistently for a while. I'd switch it up and do like a scramble, so I'd do, this was what I was hooked on for a little, it was like eggs. I would do broccoli, onions, and mushrooms, so I'd saute those first and then fold in some eggs to it, so it's just a bunch of veggies and then some protein.
Beautiful. So get all your macros. And I think it's really important what you said about not calorie counting. It's the nutrient dense food that we need, not get caught up in calories.
Caught up in that, and then half them are full of fake stuff that it's like the limit, and it's like that's like your body doesn't even know what that is.
Food. Yeah.
A whole food diet.
Exactly. And that's it. We covered that in the questions. So, any other questions? Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna scroll up.
Yeah. See if there's any more on there. Can you scroll? Sure.
There was one question, and she left, I think. It was regarding, well, we covered it with your nutrient. She wants to know what's in your diet.
Yeah.
From Korea.
100%. So, all the whole foods. So, I'm always eating a bunch of fruits, bunch of proteins, lean, like good quality sourced is something that I am always focusing on.
And avoidance? Like,
I don't eat gluten, so that is, I'm not celiac, but I do just find it causes inflammation, and for me it would contribute to like my hormonal imbalance. So when I was younger, had some like hormonal acne through here, so when I figured when I avoided that, it really helped me clear that up.
Right.
So I just don't.
And that was intuition? Like you just kind of.
I ended up, so I saw a naturopath in Calgary. My mom took us all, and we all got our blood work done, so that was super helpful. And I also avoided dairy for a bit. I do, if it's like a good quality source dairy, I'll eat a bit now. So not really milk, I'm not a milk drinker, but like a yogurt or like a.
Can you explain really briefly what we chatted about over dinner last night with the dairy and how it breaks down in the system?
So it was
I don't have dairy, and and I didn't know the whole mechanism of it. Through digestion, it was affecting my eczema. So through intuition, I just cut it out of my diet years ago. But explain that.
So we were talking about how, so the sugar in dairy is lactose, and in order to break lactose down, you need a lactase enzyme, which everyone is born with while you're breastfed, so that you're able to break down the lactose for the first little bit. But as you age, most people actually lose the lactase enzyme, so you're not able to break the lactose, which is a disaccharide sugar, into the monosaccharides, which like you are the basically the basic building blocks, which you would use to as for fuel essentially. So that is something that some people keep it, and that's why they don't tolerate it. They can tolerate it a lot better, but in North America, most people, we looked at a map in one of my classes, and more people in Asia keep that enzyme longer, which was interesting. But yeah, most people in North America do lose it. I can't remember the percentage, but it just makes it so it is a lot harder to break down lactose.
And so then closest is goat's.
Yeah, just some milks that have not as high lactose, like goat milk is easier to digest.
There's a list of foods that are inflammatory foods, and dairy is one of them. Gluten is another. Eggs is for some people, and it's just how the body breaks down.
100%. And it's so individualized. Like each person reacts so differently to different foods. I mean, like my mom had her genes mapped like red peppers for her, and that's not the same for everyone. Just based on their epigenetics.
And so I think that that's an important aspect too when you're looking at diet plans and fads and trends. One thing doesn't work for another person.
Nothing is ever going to be like, blanket approach for everyone. And that's part of the naturopath medicine, that it's so individualized, so you work with each person all the way through, and whatever your solution is for them, it's not going to be your solution for the next person.
100%.
And that's what I didn't necessarily align with in conventional medicine. So it's like, you know, everyone that had eczema, for example, all of you are getting cortisone or like a steroid, and that's not how it should be.
That's it. A Band-Aid, and then
yeah, like everyone should have a different approach, because everyone is so unique in just their
100%.
genetic makeup, what their environment is like, and there's so many factors that
So
play a role.
that that pretty much sums up the path of naturopathic medicine,
Yeah.
right?
100%.
Well, thank you, everyone. That was
Thank
a
you.
beautiful chat, and I think we got all the questions.
Perfect.
Thank you for joining us. I just want to say, Makenna, it's so awesome to have you here and join me and be my first guest in Women and Wellness series. I thought about doing this mostly because Instagram and all these social media platforms are very self-promoting. It feels so self-promoting, and that's not what we're all about. We're here to inspire and learn from each other and grow from each other, and especially for myself, I am inspired and I grow from other people.
Yeah.
And I choose who I'm going to surround myself with based on all of that.
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited to share future guests. Claire is joining us next week, and she went through an experience of brain tumors and came out of it taking her own health into her own hands. So thank you for giving us your time. And I'm really excited to create this community and just create networking and connections.
It'll be so amazing.
Thank you, Makenna. Thank
you
you,
guys.
everyone.
Have a great day.
Have a beautiful day. We're going to go have some more matcha now.
Yes.